Chapter 6. Secret Lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows.
What they're doing might affect the weather, too, because they're saying it's summer, but it's growing colder. And they said about the almanac not really working here.
Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? Rollo, what on earth is that? Ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this? What else we think? You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, she's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were Graham, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? In the closet or the dead parents' bedroom? Perhaps where I might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
Coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty wasn't what we're looking for. Or maybe it's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drop, it may already be too late. Just think of the mouths of documents lost to ash. Okay. We gotta stop you right there.
Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go?
Yeah. The closet upstairs.
So maybe it stands to reason we should check there first.
No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now.
And I have no idea where the key is. If it's really as important, then it probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else?
She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought? I'm gonna take this apartment thing and hock it in a bush. True.
True. Anything else, maybe something out of the ordinary?
Well, she is always worried that I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
Realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rollo. It's your time to shine. Ah, yes. We've called upon my expert detective skills. I shall now proceed
Before he
with...
could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
This is my idea of detective work. Our squad needs a good lockpick. Every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah. I didn't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey. We just yank on this random teacup and...
Pulled on one of the teacups. It slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Huh.
Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling.
Dude, only two types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes.
So which one do we think she is?
We're about to find out.
So more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe?
Oh, wow. Yeah, this could not be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there?
It's my dad. Looks like some of his old medical files. Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, you gotta read it. Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it?
One sec. Dense documents such as this are a lot like a cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live.
Wow, I had no idea we were the presidents of a preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. By all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are.
Follow-up examination of Terrence Willoughby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Willoughby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy.
Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph?
That's Mr. Duncreed's name. Wait,
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Willoughby claims tap water in his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions.
It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes.
So it may be related to something else.
Scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. The disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife's passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind, exacerbated by the lust. Enough is enough. I need to take matters in my own hands.
Staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say
Rollo
next?
rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends.
What? There has to be more.
Frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What did he mean, enough is enough? How do you take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit. He got killed. There's no way he
The
didn't.
door shut. A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
This is probably his dad's stuff, not even Granny's. Granny probably just tried to hide it. Well, she sure has kept herself busy.
Is your Gran a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. Out of the kindness of her heart.
She puts little symbols by some of them.
Yeah, Mr. Duncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside the big circle. Yeah, if the moms are on there, it's definitely hers.
My moms are both on here. Both with question marks.
Gus Valentine has a question mark. Harris has a question mark that's been crossed out.
Mr. Kerr has a bullseye.
The killer has chosen her next victim.
We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good.
What do we have here?
Barrels marked caution explosive.
And jam jars.
That's enough jam to feed the whole town.
What kind of incendiary jam is your Gran making? She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries.
Smacked his lips.
I ate a brown sugar. And ink.
What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha.
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Mrs. Fratelli. A grand jam gram. Says last night I used the disguise Ayers provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Spark Plug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good.
So more of a bombshell than a bomb, am I right?
You're new here, so I'll let it slide. I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map.
Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo.
Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map.
Can't fault that logic.
Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts the entrance to town, and if we follow it,
Carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right
He
to
jabbed down at the end point.
Town Square.
That's a fountain in the middle of town.
What a weird place to hide treasure.
Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on the map has the same symbol as explosives over there.
So it's not hiding treasure? A real bummer. Rollo, what's that thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Oh.
Did you just say gulp?
It feels like a gulp kind of situation.
Everyone will be gathered near the center of town.
She's gonna blow up the festival.
Not if we stop her. What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what?
No, I heard it too. It was the front door. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs.
Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Okay. Oh, it's the guy.
Final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
No. I'm not here to hurt anyone.
Thump.
I'm just here to help. Just
Thump. At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
huh? Guess there's nothing.
Rollo shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rollo, don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo. Mysterious creepy man.
Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me, but there was only one way to find out.
Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground, pressing his fingers to the man's neck. He sighed with relief.
It sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out cold.
Beck flicked back on the light. Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain. They couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided. They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
Not classic, but okay, we'll go with it. I'll handle this, just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all just a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, all right. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let me just get out of these ropes and we'll call it even.
Glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you cut me loose, I can show ya. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board of names of people from town, an archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes.
He gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I could explain everything. I just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's good, lad. This all makes sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You'll see this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought to...
Punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light. Ah! Dude just dipped. Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I was a lion, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. Let the adults handle
They
this.
looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool,
Not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Okay, we could do Rumble and not let her come with us. I guess that's the route. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds began to rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before the storm kicks
Luca
off?
surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds?
Hurry inside, you two, before you catch cold. Luca, Nellie will keep you trying to reach your gran on the phone. What is she, a ferret? She looks ferrety. In the meantime, you two hold tight.
Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff's still in boxes.
Mind if I poke around?
Be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum.
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. I chewed that one for 47 days. Holy crap.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you?
A little. But weird can be cool. I'm weird and proud.
Oh, wow.
Roll and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse.
Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts, fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes.
She seems pretty awesome.
She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this.
Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back at the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static.
Aw, shucks. Well?
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Pungent.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and the Fairview Condors.
Well, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh?
Oh, sorry, this was from your old school?
The most recent one, yeah.
Some schools gave me going away cards, some did flowers.
When they were really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both.
You moved a lot?
Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent.
There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water.
That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared.
Well, you care enough to keep them is all.
Luca, can I ask you something?
Of course. Ooh, ow. Broken ankles. Dang, didn't that hurt?
I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected.
At least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like even when people are around?
Well, Rollo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes.
I'm serious. Did it ever feel like your family doesn't care about what you want?
It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at
a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know that feeling. How do you deal with that?
Guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop.
So then what do you do? When you don't know what to do?
Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town.
Well, let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate that. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Ugh.
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
Abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that.
Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again.
Sure. I'll walk you out. See you at roll out the festival?
Sounds good.
Luca. Don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud.
It was kind of fun doing the screaming out the window bit.
The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Is Rollo going to be different about her since he didn't meet her right away kind of thing? It'd be kind of weird. Oh, hi, Batgirl. You're going to tell me what you saw? Hey, Don. Tracking down a lead?
You bet. Heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a particular last will and testament.
Particular how?
He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions.
Like what?
The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just showed up in town one night with a lawyer.
Solomon.
Bingo.
So Eris was forced to take care of him.
Yep, or she would have lost everything.
Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid?
Or has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats?
That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How'd you find this all out?
A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca.
Huh, interesting. Excuse me, what are you doing?
Just locking up for the night, sir.
Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule.
Not exactly, sir. Just the storm set us back a bit. We're getting late, so we all decided to.
You all decided?
Yes, sir.
I was unaware that your job involved deciding things.
We are all here at the perennial harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes?
Yes, sir, very much, sir.
Do you want to be the one who let this down that we failed them?
No.
That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm, we got all sleepy?
Of course not, sir.
Good then, it's decided.
Yes, sir, we will work till the task is done.
See that you do. Our harvest awaits.
That guy's a douche. Better not dilly-dally, gotta get to the treehouse. Yeah, I forgot what way it goes. Rollo, are you still up there? I'm sorry. Rollo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Just because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you, I just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? The storm got bad, I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I ain't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere. I got stuck after dinner at Beck's house.
He stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck.
Dinner?
And what the heck is a Beck?
She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you, and you were off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, when I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. I was gonna be a surprise, but you took so long, and Storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
Means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me.
Of course I care, you ass.
I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble.
Seriously? You're acting like I'd choose this. If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa is still around. Whoa, dude! His dad died! Don't be a dick!
Words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line.
Oh, I'd say you did.
It was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. Dang it. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And come join me again. Bye!